This week, many would celebrate the debut of That's So Raven 19 years ago, starring Raven Symone. Raven first made her TV debut at the age of 3 on the Love Black sitcom The Cosby Show, then got a role on Hanging with Mr. Cooper before getting her own show That's So Raven. Last year during quarantine, she surprised fans by announcing she got married to longtime girlfriend Miranda Madej. It will go notice that Miranda is a white woman, which has sparked conversations about black celebrities marrying white women, and according to Raven Symone's social media, she's quite proud of her marriage. Today we have our Comedy Hype analysts, Vanessa Fraction and Pierre in studio, with special guest analyst Shane Forbes on the show, and we have to ask, how do you feel about black celebrities choosing to marry white women? Now, before we dive into this one, I do want to lay it up that I think this is a little bit of a different conversation, because typically we have the conversation of successful black men marrying white women, but now we're talking about a black woman that's marrying a white woman. So I'm interested to know, and I'll start with you, Pierre, what are your thoughts on black celebrities marrying white women?
And since my brother Capone's not here today, I'll go into the reason black people aren't successful nowadays is because we are intermingling. And since slavery, we should have never intermingled in some kind of way. And the fact that we have too many black people that are incarcerated right now that could be in a relationship that aren't is the reason we are not being successful in the world we live in. As far as that's concerned, now back to me.
Back to you.
Back to you.
Back to Pierre.
Hey, I'm here because of interracial relationship. But again, it's who you love, but I don't like this. I don't like when a person of a certain race steps over their own race to get to someone else. Mm-hmm. That's the problem I have. If you love somebody just because you love them, that's fine.
Right.
But if you say I can't deal with this black women or black men, and that's why I need to do that, I think that's a little crazy to me. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shane, I want to throw that question to you. What are your thoughts when you see, black celebrities marrying white women, and specifically this situation where we're seeing a black woman marrying a white woman?
Well, I ain't see a lot of brothers want to kick it with Raven Symone. That, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it wasn't like a lot of brothers was checking her anyway. So she's like, well, I'm going to go with white box. I might as well go with white box because ain't nobody else trying to lay up underneath my bulbous ass. So I just feel like that's the real. And we, like, P said before, and I say it too, wasn't a lot of people cared about it before that way. A lot of black folks wasn't even fucking with her that way at all.
Right. I'll throw that same question to you. What are your thoughts and reactions to seeing things like this? And I know we have the conversation.
So we're talking in general first, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just combining the two, because I think
it's hard to combine the two. Because I will start with saying that I used to write for the Raven, That's So Raven show, Raven Symone show, and I have a mutual friend that is like such good friends with her. So it's much love to Raven in the first place. Right, and I've been a fan since she was on the Cosby Show. Sure. All the things that she's done. I bought my nieces and my kids all her albums. So I have to start with saying that, and that's why I was like, in general, what do I think about interracial relationships? I have an issue sometimes because it's like, as Pierre said, you're stepping over or acting as if you don't see a certain race or putting down one. And we had talked before, and it's been said, sometimes it has to deal with access, with the type of people that you're around. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that many black people around you as you're continuing to rise to success, do I go out and seek it, or do I just, in the most spiritual way, say, allow the universe to bring me whatever it's going to bring me? You know what I mean? My second point quickly is that when it comes to love and matters of the heart, I tend to keep my eyes on my own paper. And that, you know what I mean? I don't want to talk. I really don't care what you do in your own bedroom, whether it's man, woman, race. You know what I'm saying? I tend to mind my own business when it comes to that because, people marry for all kind of reasons, and it don't have to be anything, interracial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. And I think, because if for people that may not know, so Raven did break up with her girlfriend before they got married.
Yes.
And then she got back with her, and she came out with a statement saying, "I'll be honest, it was kind of a self-inflicted old way of thinking that the black community would be mad that I was dating a white person. It was this residual thought process that really wasn't fact. And so I didn't know how to communicate that with her." So, people don't typically look at it like,
I'm
hey,
with her.
whatever business, because she knew like, hey, I need to take a moment back.
That was smart.
Because I don't know what the black community is going to do. So I want to ask you, Shane, do you think Raven Symone's marriage to this, her white wife is what caused the disconnect to the black community?
No, I think the disconnect was a long time ago. She had a tendency not to lean into anything that seemed like blackness. I mean, let's be real. So, I mean, that's what it is. And Vanessa said it right. The access, there ain't no black women that you couldn't find no other black women around. There ain't no black women that like cooch. Ain't none.
Now, Shane, you might get a lot in the comments on that one.
Silverback.
I want to come to you next year. I think it was, for me, I think it was when she made those comments about not wanting to be black. Is when there was like this disconnect, and then when we see her with a white woman, even more like it was just like a extra little So here, I want to throw that same question to you. Do you think her marrying a white woman is what disconnected her from the black community?
No, I didn't. I just think it's hard being a child star and taking it all the way to the top. Continue to be adult star. So it fades out when you're not that cute little girl no more. And we just let's be honest, she, like, I ain't gonna use his words, but she got a little more swole and it wouldn't look the same. And we get that way. We want your person to look a certain way if we like you. If you're cute little, we want you that way. Once you get out there, look at Webster or whatever his name is. I like him. But, as he got older, or Gary Coleman, people look differently.
Right.
And we sometimes, pull back from them. So I think that comment you said there was a major factor. We're very sensitive about not liking our own.
It was all the comment.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It was a comment. Once you say, I don't like to be black people are like, but you are. So,
right. It's like an automatic disconnect, and it's hard to reconnect from that. I want to
feel
that.
I feel her.
Yeah,
sometimes it is rough being black.
So with that comment, because we just said a whole bunch of things with that comment about not wanting to be black, and we talked about her growing up as a child star. I would like to say that same thing. I think, and I don't know her words. No. Let me put it into context.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I wish we could all just be human and there were no colors.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm not fanciful like that. You know what I mean? I'm proud of my blackness. I know what it means, so forth. That's why I didn't take it in such a negative way. I think that it was correct. And I think it was good for her to say, like, hold on, let me think about, do I really want to go through this? How much do I really love this woman?
Right.
So taking a pause and breaking up, you know what I'm saying? Because if you really love her, you're going to power through that shit. The same way if I brought a man home and my parents don't like him.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm
Right.
marrying who I want to marry. So I applaud her in that if she's truly searched her soul and is like, this is the partner that is for me, then hallelujah, pray the Lord.
And honestly, like, I wish she would have had that thought process before making those comments. Like I understand what you're saying. Like, I wish that everyone would just look at each other as a human and not like, oh, you're less than because you're black. Because you felt like I love being black.
Oh yeah.
Right. When she said it was like, oh, you don't want to be black. You're not proud of your blackness. Like, there was just a different way she could have laid it up. I wish she would have thought about it more before making those comments, the way she thought about before coming out.
Yeah, being on these shows though, especially when you're on The View and stuff, they looking for those moments, and if you don't catch yourself and really think about the words you say before you come out your mouth, you will be backpedaling and backstepping. So
that's true. Well,
it's a lot of pressure sometimes.
Well, if I get me a white woman, trust me, she's gonna be one that y'all gonna understand when I got her. You're gonna be all right.
Everybody gonna be looking, going,
I understand what you're doing, player.
Everybody
gonna say that.
Love is love.
You know they still gonna be in the comments with you, Pierre, no matter what you do,
Okay, I think.
So I appreciate you guys for chiming in on this one. This is a deep conversation. I know, we make light of it, but there is so many things that are, in this conversation that's important, especially for younger people that are coming up. Like, be proud of who you are, but at the same time, like, we're all human at the end of the day. Like, I'm not less than because I'm black. You're not more than because you're white. We're all human race, and I'm proud to be black. But I appreciate y'all for chiming in. You heard from us, now we want to hear from you in the comments below. How do you feel about black celebrities choosing to marry white women? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symone Thompson.
Put it in the comments.
Love who you love. Love who you love.
I like being black.
I thought that was to protect black culture. Love who you want to love, baby. It's none of my business.
Do you know the comedy culture? Play Comedy Hype, the game. Out now.
For Comedy Hype News.
For Comedy Hype News.
For Comedy Hype News.
For Comedy Hype News. For Comedy Hype News.
Comedy Hype News.
For Comedy Hype News, I'm Jay Will.
Looking for nostalgia? We got classic comedy films. Looking for something original? We got never-before-seen stand-up specials. Looking for funny, dope content? It's all right here at Comedy Hype. Sign up for Comedy Hype streaming platform at comedyhype.com.